Sheen shot.
Yeah, boy.
So I have been playing a lot of Outward lately, and it's come to my attention that starting Outward is kind of hard for some people. This makes sense, as doing anything new can be tough. However, I also found that you can get the top 5 pieces of gear while hardly doing anything in the game. Fight a Trog here and there, a couple hyenas, possibly a bandit, and you can have some items that I have used almost right up until endgame content. This was surprisingly easy for me to do. So let's hop right in and show you guys how to get the 5 best pieces of starting gear as quickly as possible. You might find the combat in Outward a bit difficult at the start. This is because you are meant to use stagger to defeat your enemies more than you are meant to just hack and slash. Unfortunately, some weapons don't stagger well when you only have their weaker versions available for use. Swords in particular are very difficult to stagger enemies with. I recommend you go with either the mace or halberd. Maces are a bit slower but can be used with a shield to stagger quite quickly. Maces can also use the mace infusion, which blocks elemental attacks with ease and then buffs you with the kind of damage that you blocked. Scary strong. However, for today's video we will be going with a halberd. Grab an iron one from the blacksmith and talk to Burak with it equipped for the Moon Swip skill. We will then head out and kill some hyenas for predator bones. Combine 2 predator bones and 1 linen cloth with the iron halberd for a fang halberd. Moon Swip all by itself is not all that impressive as a skill. It does become insanely powerful when you have Enrage and Discipline on, but that is later down the line. For now, we grabbed a halberd because it has some nice combos that stagger enemies quickly. Simply swinging the thing around does do damage, but isn't very efficient. Instead, use Sweep Kick. This will give you an opening to do 2 regular attacks with the halberd. After this, you can use Moon Swip to either finish knocking the enemy or kill them outright while they lay on the ground. This combo is extremely strong and probably my new favorite way of dealing with mobs. We're using a Fang Trident as well, which bleeds our enemies after just one of these combo attacks. Add on any elemental rag for extra damage and you will find yourself quite powerful. The Scholars Circlet is one of the best helmets in the game, and 100% the best for early game. This thing has negative 10% mana reduction as well as negative 10% cooldown reduction. The negative mana cost is nice for mages, yes, but the real treat here is the negative 10 cooldown. This increases the speed at which your skills come back, allowing you to use Push Kick many times during a single fight. It also helps since a lot of your power comes from weapon skills, and negative 10% cooldown moves those along much faster as well. You might not be getting much resistance with this item, but the cooldown makes all the difference. Plus your armor is going to offset that resistance anyhow, making it matter even less. Do be aware that this item can also be enchanted to gain an extra negative 5% cooldown, along with 0.1 mana regen. You will need light particles in order to enchant this, which are much more available due to the Definitive Edition update. Grab this circlet from the Alchemist in Cierzo, and you will be on your way to becoming stronger than you ever thought possible. Blue Sand armor is what we will be gunning for next. The chestplate and the boots offer nice elemental resistance, as well as plenty of protection to keep us alive. It really is hard to not use this stuff in the early game, as I have used it to defeat bosses such as the 2 liches in the swamp. The problem is, it's kind of expensive. To buy the boots and the chestplate, you will need 600 silver and 7 blue sand. Turns out, however, this isn't that hard to get. Exit through Cierzo storage and onto the beach. Here, you may need to avoid the mantis shrimps or kill them. Kill the poor guy that got attacked here for your tribal favor, and then sleep until nighttime. This cave here is only available during nighttime and lets us get loot as well as blue sand. Then we exit onto the beach and walk along it, grabbing the ammonite, blue sand, and fish that happen to be along this path. After that, head on over to the Trog Cave above Cierzo. You should have enough blue sand by now and hopefully an aquamarine. The loot in this cave is extremely valuable, and you will want to grab the shield and giant's heart that are placed here. Avoid the Trogs as much as possible, as you don't want to fight the queen without better armor. She packs a punch. Head back to Cierzo to sell all the loot you found and give the heart and shield to Helen Turnbull. This gives you a minimum of 100 silver plus whatever you got from selling. You should also have some silver from looting Cierzo as well, and after all this, I was able to buy the chestplate. Sleep one day while the blacksmith crafts it, and then put it on. If you do need a bit more money for the boots, just follow the rest of this video and do it after. I ended up grabbing the boots later on myself, and had no trouble fighting through anything I needed to with just the chestplate. Just talk to the blacksmith, and you will need to sleep another day while he crafts them. Mefino's trading backpack has the highest capacity for any backpack in the game. And with the changes to loot drops, we can actually get it right now. You will need 2 power coils, and they used to take much longer to get before Definitive Edition came out. Now, however, they drop from supply caches quite often, and will let you grab one of the best backpacks more quickly than ever before. Farm out supply caches, and if you don't get enough coils, sleep in town for 7 days and do it again. This will reset the chests and give you another chance. There are numerous supply caches in Chersonese, but here's a few known locations. Hopefully, by then you will get 2 power coils. I managed to while recording this, and then just headed up towards the Montcalm Panda Camp. Inside there is a building on the left where you can insert the coils, and voila! One of the best backpacks. This is extremely useful in early game, as you want to be carrying all kinds of things for selling, surviving, and enchanting. Corruption kinda sucks sometimes, as it can be hard to get rid of and builds up bad status effects quite quickly. In order to get rid of the corruption inside you, there are potions called Sanctifier Potions sold at alchemist shops. Do not use these. They are sold as a trick to new players thinking this is the only way of decreasing corruption. Instead, buy them and craft them with elemental particles. These drop from those floating jelly creatures called elementals and are in many of the caves and outward. A particle plus a sanctifier potion in an alchemy kit will give you 3 potions that decrease corruption by 50% rather than just 20%. Yes, you have to use those ever so important particles for these, but they're way better than the Sanctifier Potions and will let you pass through that scary green fog for much longer. This one wasn't so much an item, but it's extremely useful, and by now you should be able to head back and grab your blue sand boots. So there you go, 5th item acquired. There you have it, guys. Probably the best gear to start outward with, and you really only have to fight hyenas if you want to. Trogs and other monsters can be avoided until you get the rest of your gear. Hopefully, this helps you guys get further into Outward without so much frustration, as this setup can easily take you through the faction quest and give you time to build up money to buy the houses in each city. There are so many other ways to play Outward though, so don't think this is the one and only. However, from what I have played, this seems extremely good for numerous reasons, and should give you the advantage over enemies, environmental hazards, and anything else you might run into. Consider leaving a like if you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one.